We do like ASEAN countries because they have a very interesting feature. Their economy was hurt in 2021 by the COVID. And actually, when we look at which countries are going to have a higher growth in 2022 compared to 2021, ASEAN countries stand out as the base effect as we go into 2022 is going to be rather strong. So it's one of the few areas on the planet where the 2022 growth rate is going to be higher than 2021, which on the earnings side for equity holders is going to be a positive as well, outpacing the rest of Asia. And then you have mentioned Japan, which has an interesting feature, 10% of a fiscal spending compared to GDP. This is going to hold up the Japanese economy. So these are two areas where we have high hopes. When it comes to China, we need to know further measures. We have a stability measures being taken. It's probably too early to go back into Chinese equities. So two areas stand out, ASEAN countries and Japan for the time being.
Let's unpack China in a little bit more detail then, because last week the topic du jour was really what was going on with the embattled and indebted property names, where we did get, of course, ratings agencies saying officially that they were in default when it comes to the likes of Evergrande and Kaiser. Is this still going to be a risk, and how much of a risk to investors in China as we go into 2022? And there was, of course, earlier this year, a lot of fear about contagion as a result of what's going on in the property space there. But as yet, it doesn't appear as though that has materialized.
True. I think these two cases are a reminder to all of us that we need to be active investors and choose company by company according to its own benefits. I think these are liquidity issues that we're dealing with on specific companies, but as we have heard and seen in the past weeks, some measures were taken so that a few companies' cases do not result in a global credit crunch for all of the rest of the other companies. And actually, we've seen some other companies being able to issue loans, albeit at a pretty high price. So we see those measures containing the contagion in a few cases where already going into the crisis, those companies have the liquidity issues. So we think for those companies, unfortunately, time is out, and it's going to be difficult for them to recover fully. But for the rest of the market, the recent measures that were taken allow us to think that other companies being in this market to try to refinance their debt will have this possibility, and hence we avoid a major banking crisis. And we don't think that we're going to have a property crisis as a whole in China, but just concentrated on a few of them.